you are.
My name is LaTasha.
Where do you live?
I am from Raytown, Missouri.
Can you tell us how heart disease has touched your life?
I personally am not a heart disease survivor. I'm the product of its education. And so heart disease I didn't even realize how it had affected me until I was educated, until people who never spoke about it started to talk about it. I found out not only was it part of my family history, but because high blood pressure was in my family dynamic, that it was something that I was even susceptible to.
How has heart disease affected those that you love?
Well, it's taken the life of my grandfather, both of my grandfathers on both sides, my grandmother, and the blood pressure issue, the high blood pressure with my father. So just thinking of how something that I never even knew was an issue can take the lives of your loved ones. It affects you before you even know that it affects you. For years, I mourned their loss, but had no idea how preventable it could have been.
How have you dealt with it emotionally?
It sounds like a cliche, but I've worked to advocate. I've worked to educate people who didn't know, because I was that person. I had no idea. I knew that they had passed. I knew that their health wasn't well. I knew that they had been sick. I knew that the high blood pressure was there, but I kept thinking that their health issues were because of the other mounds of health issues that they had. I never realized that the core of all of that was heart disease. And so I've dealt with that by trying to reach out to other people like myself that don't realize that heart disease, is an issue, that it is something that can be preventable, that it's something that we can make changes to our lifestyles to not be part of that statistic.
What changes have you made?
Oh man, when you think of healthy eating, when we think of exercise, a lot of women, especially young women, they connect those things with being able to fit into a certain dress size. And my entire frame of mind has completely changed. Instead of, I want to fit these pants or I want to look good in a bathing suit, I want to be heart healthy. I want my entire well-being to be well. I want to fit well in my skin.
You're involved with American Heart. Why did you want to become an ambassador?
I wanted to become an ambassador so that there was some, strength behind my heart, but behind my want to educate. I very easily could scream and yell, "Be healthy, be healthy!" But without the knowledge and the experience and the base, the women that I've got to meet who are survivors, they are a fire and a passion that I personally haven't experienced. And to be able to be educated, not only from, as being an ambassador, but to then surround myself with such fire, I have the best of both worlds.
Why do you think women don't talk about heart disease?
I think because so many people have been affected by it, it gets glazed over. Women being caregivers, they are so busy taking care of other people. I don't think they stop to think, wow, this is something that I personally could change, a great deal of, and 80% of it. And because it happens to so many, it gets glazed over with that thought process of, oh, somebody else just died of a heart attack. Where other diseases, when it hits, it doesn't hit as many And so I think it ends up being more impactful because it doesn't happen as often, you know.
Knowing you have family history, what are you teaching your child?
Oh, I work with my son, starting small, because my son is 2 right now. And, even now, I think of the women who lost their mothers when they just first started having children, and how those mothers and those grandmothers weren't there for them. And so when I think of my 2-year-old, I think I have to start with a base. Do you want a cookie? Or, do I teach him, look at these great healthy snacks? Do you want to be carried? Or let's get a few extra steps in. And if I build a fantastic base for him, I hope that he continues to build on that. So if his base is solid, I hope that he will make smart, sound decisions when I'm not there. Wow, yuck. Can't help myself. There's no reason to lose so many people. I mean, I understand when it's genetic and there's nothing you can do. You can't change your race, you can't change your sex, but that 80% that you can prevent, you can make a difference for yourself. And your family depends on you. And we can't be so busy taking care of other people that we forget to take care of ourselves. Because if we're not there, who's going to take care of them? Sorry.
Absolutely. Is there anything else that you would like to share about heart disease?
No, I think I just did it.
Okay, we have a couple of questions here, and we'll have you look in the camera.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I probably haven't teared up in a really long time. Stop it.
Children do that.
I know. When I first started this, I wasn't a mom. I was just, a young girl. And having my son is this whole new perspective of someone depending on you. And I always wanted to educate other young girls because I knew if I didn't know, and I'm pretty chatty Cathy, like if it's something that I didn't know, then there's lots of other people that they don't know. And, I was a sorority girl, and so many girls always cared about, fitting into clothes. And, this is an outfit that you only get one of, and fitting into your skin and fitting into your body and taking care of that one outfit that you wear, that one body that you have, is so much bigger now that I have children, I have one child. And it is a whole new deepness of care. And obviously being a big crybaby, as I have been here today, has proved that.
What advice about heart disease are you going to give your child?
I'm going to tell him that it can affect all of us. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care about that. It doesn't even matter. I mean, there's been healthy people who have been affected. And luckily, there's been teenagers on football fields that collapse, that their mothers never get to hold them again because of just a lack of education, a lack of not knowing. And, the last few years we fought to test our babies because they weren't even testing our babies at first. And our babies were there growing, and mothers unsuspectingly not even knowing that their children could have damaged hearts and had no idea. There's no reason that we can't do this along the way. We have the education. we just have to keep advocating. We have to keep fundraising so that every single time, every decade, that we are able to continue this fight and have better ways to do it, more people to reach. My son had the test right away, so I knew for preliminary that he was okay. And as he gets older, he's not going to just go to a chiropractor to make sure that he's okay before he gets on a field and plays his little heart out, because I would be devastated if there was something wrong that I just didn't know, that I could have spent less than $100 to test and known that he was okay, known that he was fine. When I see that on the news, I think, why didn't I get to tell that mom to test that baby? Why didn't she know? Do you know how big a football team is? How many of those other children may not have been tested yet? And it's, the education is here for so many people that we can help. So we have to continue to educate, to advocate, to fundraise so that more people know, so that more accidents, because that's what they are. It's a straight up accident. When you don't know when you just didn't know, but the answers were there. We have ways to prevent it. We just have to do it. I'm LaTasha James, and I go red for the unknowing. I want to uncover the truth about heart disease because it can affect you, me, and our loved ones. I just keep thinking life. I know that's the tagline, but I think it's the tagline for a reason. Life is why.